There were more denials and more tears today from Paula Vennells, the former post office boss, giving evidence at the Horizon inquiry for a third and final day. For the wronged sub-postmasters, though, her raw emotions paled into insignificance. One said that Miss Vennells and the other post office executives would never cry so much as the victims and their families. But Miss Vennells did make an admission of her own failings. "I let these people down," she said.
Sub-postmasters have waited years to see the former post office boss answer their questions. Will today be your toughest day, Paula? And today that moment came, as lawyers acting on their behalf got a turn to challenge Paula Vennells.
There were so many forks in the road, but you always took the wrong path. You preach compassion, but you don't practice it. You have no one to blame but yourself. You still continue to live in a cloud of denial, and it persists even to today because you have given, in 750-odd pages, a craven, self-serving account, haven't you? I didn't know. Nobody told me. I can't remember. I wasn't shown this. I relied on the lawyers.
I have tried to do this to the very best of my ability. I have taken, as I hope the inquiry has seen, all of the questions I've been asked. I have answered them honestly, no matter how difficult or how embarrassing or how wrong I was at the time. I don't believe I could have worked harder for this.
You failed, didn't you? You failed to get into this on your account. You failed to ask the right questions. You couldn't be bothered, could you?
I loved the post office. I gave it... I worked as hard as I possibly could to deliver the best post office for the UK. What I failed to do is I did not recognise the imbalance of power between the institution and the individual, and I let these people down.
Lee Castleton was portrayed in the ITV post office drama. He was ordered to repay losses wrongly calculated by the faulty Horizon system.
I tried to tell the court.
He was eventually made bankrupt after the post office pursued him for legal costs.
You instigated no investigation into why £321,000 of public money was used to crush him and grind him into the dirt.
I agree with what you're saying.
For Lee, being ground into the dirt was exactly what that period of his life felt like.
I felt as though the whole thing was insurmountable. It was something that they were prepared to do anything, or in my opinion, to make sure that they made an example of me. Nobody should live through that fear of what the sort of government-owned businesses can do to you with absolutely unstoppable power.
In an email revealed by ITV News from 2013, Paula Vennells said she found the sub-postmasters' stories very disturbing. But a year later, she told colleagues that while watching television coverage of the scandal, I was more bored than outraged.
I have no excuse for what I wrote, other than, as I say, I was under pressure, and I think I was relieved that the programme hadn't been perhaps as bad or as hard-hitting as I'd expected it to be. And I'm just hugely sorry.
Former sub-postmaster Joe Hamilton was sat in the front row of the inquiry today, as Vennells' 2014 email was read out. The CEO said Miss Hamilton lacked passion in the TV report.
I'm deeply sorry that I was so rude to you in that email.
They have fought for decades to hear her say sorry, and she's apologised numerous times over the last 3 days. But Paula Vennells' evidence will also be remembered for her poor recollection and apparent lack of knowledge about what was happening in her own company. Ellie Pitt, News at 10.